What if I told you that during the worst financial crisis of our lifetime, while the world was burning and banks were collapsing, Warren Buffett made a secret deal that not only saved the American economy, but made him billions of dollars, practically overnight? A deal so powerful, so one-sided, that even Wall Street's top executives were left stunned at how Buffett walked away richer than ever, while everyone else was drowning. This isn't a rumor. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a real, documented piece of financial history. And today, you're going to finally see exactly how it happened. And more importantly, how you can use Buffett's playbook to win big during the next collapse. Let's dive in. The 2008 financial crisis wasn't just a market crash. It was a complete systemic breakdown. Banks were imploding. Stock markets were crashing. People were losing their homes, their jobs, their life savings in real time. Panic was everywhere. Fear controlled everything. And in the middle of the chaos, there was Warren Buffett, calm, calculated, and waiting. He knew that while most people were running away, the real opportunities were just beginning. Because here's the cold truth Buffett understands better than almost anyone. Wealth isn't destroyed during recessions. It's simply transferred. From the impatient to the patient. From the panicked to the prepared. And Buffett was ready. But what he did next wasn't just smart. It was legendary. It was the secret deal that changed everything. It all started with a phone call. Goldman Sachs, one of the most powerful investment banks in the world, was desperate. Their stock was collapsing. Confidence was evaporating. They needed a lifeline, fast. And they turned to Warren Buffett. Now, most investors would have panicked at the thought of throwing money into a sinking ship. Buffett? He negotiated the deal of a lifetime. Here's what he secured. He invested $5 billion into Goldman Sachs, but not in ordinary shares. He demanded preferred shares that paid a guaranteed 10% annual dividend, which meant he was getting $500 million every year, no matter what. On top of that, Buffett got warrants, the right to buy Goldman Sachs stock at a set price, even if it skyrocketed later. It was pure genius. Buffett wasn't just betting that Goldman would survive, he was getting paid handsomely whether it thrived or struggled. Heads, he wins. Tails, he wins even more. And as panic ripped through the streets, Buffett's quiet. Deal ensured he was positioned to rake in billions once the dust settled. But it didn't stop with Goldman Sachs. Buffett used the same strategy with Bank of America, General Electric Swiss Reinsurance. Each time, he structured his deals so that he got massive payouts with limited downside and unlimited upside. When the markets recovered, those warrants he secured, they exploded in value. By 2011, just a few years later, Buffett had made over $10 billion from those crisis-era deals. That's billion with a B. And while millions of Americans were still struggling to rebuild their lives, Buffett had quietly pulled off one of the greatest financial coups in modern history. Not by taking reckless risks, not by chasing flashy investments, but by applying a timeless, simple principle. Be greedy when others are fearful. So how can you apply Buffett's secret crisis strategy to your own life, even if you're not a billionaire? Here's the 3-step blueprint. Step 1. Prepare your war chest in advance. Buffett didn't wait for the collapse to start thinking about opportunities. He had billions in cash sitting on the sidelines, ready to deploy. Why? Because when chaos hits, you need liquidity. You can't grab bargains if you're broke. Start building your own war chest today, even if it's small. Set aside cash reserves specifically for future opportunities. When others are panicking, you'll be shopping. Step 2. Look for deals with built-in protection. Buffett didn't just buy stocks blindly. He structured deals that guaranteed him income even if the recovery took years. You can do something similar by focusing on high-dividend stocks from strong companies, buying real estate that generates reliable rental income, investing in businesses with durable advantages and low debt. It's not about gambling, it's about getting paid while you wait. Step 3. Bet on survival. Not perfection. Buffett didn't demand that Goldman Sachs or Bank of America become perfect companies overnight. He simply bet they would survive, and that survival alone would make him rich. You don't need to find perfect investments during a crash. You need to find the companies, assets, or sectors that are simply too important to fail. Think about critical industries like banking, energy, infrastructure, companies with massive government support assets tied to essential human needs, food, housing, healthcare. Survival is enough. Recovery will do the rest. And when it does, your patience will be rewarded, just like Buffett's was. Now, some people might think Buffett got lucky, that he had insider access, that regular people can't replicate what he did. And sure, you might not get a personal call from Goldman Sachs. But here's what you can do. You can stay calm when others panic. You can build cash while others spend recklessly. You can study the markets while others ignore them. And when the next storm hits, because it will, you can be ready to seize opportunities most people are too scared to even look at. Because Buffett's real secret isn't access, it's mindset. A mindset that understands that chaos creates opportunity, if you're bold enough to act. The next meltdown could be your defining moment, if you prepare now. If you found this story wild, just wait until you hear about the secret partnership Buffett almost made with the U.S. Treasury. A deal so big, so shocking, it would have changed the entire financial system. Most people have never heard about it. It stayed buried in confidential documents for years. But if you want to know how billionaires really operate behind the scenes, you can't miss this. Click on the next video now, because if you thought Buffett's Goldman Sachs deal was brilliant, wait until you see how he almost rewired the entire economy to make himself and his partners even richer. The game isn't what you think it is. It's way bigger. Let's pull back the curtain together.